I'm here with Ton von Vatron, and he was talking about a new sealing technology. Ton, what is it all about?
It's basically a technology where we refer to as digital sealing. So we go back to the level of we seal on the surface, on the heat seal surface. So if you look at the pixels here, which are 5 by 5 millimeters, this is all we heat and this is all we control. So we don't have to heat this big lump of metal, which of course leads to lots of energy losses and lots of efficiency losses. But we just heat the surface and we can control these individual pixels with individual temperature settings 100 times per second. So this is extremely accurate.
And what is the benefit of this technology?
The benefit of this technology is that if you have the new monomaterials, which have a very much smaller sealing window, the advantage there is that you can play with the temperature. Therefore, if you have a layer step, you can put 160 degrees. If you have the double layer, you can put 140 degrees. You can differentiate the temperature. Therefore, you do not need to compensate this with time or with pressure, because now you can actually control the temperature. With the current sealing wash, you cannot really.
Okay, and you use it as well for deep drawing applications.
Yes.
What is this?
We have an application because if you have a classical thermoforming application, you will get something like this, where you can see the further you draw it deep, the thinner it becomes. It's like with chewing gum bubble.
Yeah.
And if you can place a heat profile in the different pixels around here. So here left, for example, is 150 degrees and here it's 160 degrees. This is the same material, but then with a different temperature profile.
And what material is it?
This is a polypropylene, which we tested. And here, this is 500 micron polypropylene, but here you need to increase this at least with 200 micron. So this needs to go to 700 micron. And here you can actually, the same 500 micron, you can reduce it at least to 350 micron. That means you'll have a gap of 50%. And this 50% is not only material saving, but it's also energy saving, and it processes faster.
And you mentioned that Vatron is a startup, 6 years old.
Yes,
Is this still on the market?
This is already on the market. We are installing this in the meat industry in Germany, for example, where a lot of meat producers have been told by their end users, the retail, you should really go to sustainable materials, otherwise we will discuss other situations. Like discontinuation, for example.
Coming back to the sealing technology, you talked about 90% of energy saving. Is the same
Correct.
Here with the thermoforming?
Here you talk about 50%
energy
saving. Depends on the amount of material you save. So basically, if you go from 700 micron to 350 micron, which is 50% material, we say on average that's 50% energy. It's like with a steak. If you bake a thick steak, it takes longer to cook than if you bake a thin steak.
Okay. And concerning the sealing technology, it's not only the energy savings, it's also a matter of quality, or?
Yes, one of the things that we're measuring, which we're developing at the moment, each individual pixel is controlled. Therefore, we can tell exactly what amount of energy we needed to reach that set temperature for the sealing. So, for example, if this pixel here needed more energy to reach the set sealing temperature, we know that there must have been a contamination in between. So in that situation, the system flags to the central unit, there has been more energy consumed in this zone, therefore there must be a contamination. Look at this and perhaps sort it.
So Vatron digitalizes the sealing technology?
Correct, and it's Industry 4.0, because it's machine learning. And as I've said in the presentation as well, the fact that there is less skilled operators at the production sites, I think digitalization of machines and machine learning is going to be crucial.
That's really interesting, exciting. Thanks for this short introduction.
You're welcome. Thank you, Karsten.